Shoulder.
Startled there. Good morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning and nice and warm. It was freezing last night when the fire went out. So I'm just taking a nice leisurely walk with the dogs this morning. I've already been to the house just to check it out, make sure the guys are there doing their thing. Come back, sort the dogs out, and then I'm going to go back to the house. I'm not going to do too much over there today, but I want to clean out a little bit in the courtyard and hopefully just get a little bit done because I want to come back here and try and sort a few things out as well. First of all though, just a nice leisurely walk. So, we've got a lot of this down now, but we have created a bit of mess. So we've got all the tiles that are underneath this roof, and that roof we need to be taking off so we can repair it, get some new bamboo up there and then put the tiles back. So we haven't really got much space to put things. So we're going to take these tiles back to my house, and then as and when we need them here, we can bring them back. But as you know, I'm going to be using quite a lot of these at my house. So we've got to empty the truck first of all, get all those out, and then hopefully we can get a lot of this underneath in this platform area, and it should start clearing out. So we'll carry on. So I'm not going to be using Buck for a while because I'm pretty much sorted in the fenced off area. I do need to do a little bit further up in the land, and I'm not planning on doing that for a week or two. But of course I haven't actually taken him for a test drive yet with the cutter on. So I've attached it now, and I'm just going to go up a little bit, or just across the fence area, do a little bit of cutting just to make sure that everything is in place. It was a bit daft that I bought it. I was going to hold on to it and not test it. So here we go. Good ride. So in preparation for when the guys start in 2 weeks' time, I need to make sure that this whole house is emptied out and stored somewhere. I'm going to have to probably put it in the bambooed area. Worry about that next week. But in the meantime, I want to clear out the corridor. I want to knock down pretty much all of the walls, but I do need to have one supporting wall going through here, and it's probably going to go right the way down the middle of this hallway, because then that gives me bigger rooms that side and a bigger room that side, and I won't need a corridor. But I want to take up these tiles now just to see if they pop up easy, because I want to keep those and use them somewhere else. Shame to go over them. So I want to see if I can clear it all out first of all, and then next week I'll do all the plans, clear out all the rooms, and we'll be ready. making the most of this dry walk because it looks like we're going to be getting rain the end of this week and going through till next week as well. Today we're just going to have to do a few bits and pieces basically and ride the storm, as it were, and we'll carry on when it all stops. But again, we were very fortunate that we haven't had rain up to now, and that house has been like that for many years, so it's not as if it's not used to having all that rainwater going in. So yeah, not the end of the world. We just have to deal with it, and hopefully in the end of next week we'll get enough days in to dry it all out, and we can crack on and get that roof on. While I've been getting my hair cut, the gang have been beavering away, so let's have a look. So we want to try and uncover the walls as much as possible to reveal those stones. You can see on here, that's pretty much what that side looked like. While we are having the rain, we're going to concentrate in this area here, get it all cleared out, take all the plaster off the walls, see what it looks like, jet wash it after we've swept it all. And then we might go over it with a stone lacquer just to finish it off. So we'll see. Anyway, lots to clear up in here, lots to do. They're having their coffee break. I'm going to carry on chiseling away at this wall because it looks like good fun. And hopefully in the not too distant future, this will all start to transform into a thing of beauty and will be a beautiful space to be able to sit down and chill out and relax. So we had rain last night and it's raining now, and it looks like it's Friday today. It's going to rain all the way through to the end of next week. So not a lot we can do, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to do a little walk around the house so you can see the state of all the rooms as they are now. And I guess when we get to the very end, we can then come back to today and have a look at the contrast between it being finished and the state it's in now, because it probably isn't going to look any worse than it does now. So I'll start on the house itself and then we'll go around to the courtyard. So we haven't got anything covering the windows and the doors at the moment, which we'll probably do today, just to stop any wind from blowing even more water in. I have managed to shut that door though, so we won't get any water coming down these steps. And of course, because we jet washed the roof, that's made it even worse, because you've got to go backwards to go forwards. But of course now there's more water coming through here, and you can see all the damp around here. Good thing is these are all stone walls, so hopefully when it does clear up it'll dry out pretty quickly. I have, however, spotted a dry patch. Well, it's going to be fun to see that in a week's time. What's the rest of it like? So the problem we had in this room, we're in the garage at this point, and above me is that flat area. And that was the bit that in the comments people have been saying about making it a flat terrace and so on. But I think now we've decided we are going to roof over it, and then we'll have an entrance through that little hatch in here. So you've got storage space if nothing else, because there are a few issues we would have if we went with it as a flat roof. But now this room, the water's coming down through that hatch because now there's nothing above stopping it from coming through, and the water isn't draining out this direction because it's at a slight angle going towards the back. So we've had to put that bucket. We just need to watch it and empty it as soon as it gets near to full, and we'll just keep switching it over, so hopefully that won't get any worse in there on the floor. Yeah, so in this room, it's not too bad. There's rainwater coming down the walls, but this is an external area, so it's not a big deal in here. Around the bread oven, water's gone through there, but again, this area isn't really an issue. We're going to clear it all out and hopefully give us some spacing there. We're going to take the tiles back to mine and we'll just leave them outside somewhere, and hopefully it'll just give us a little bit of space. So there you go. Little by little we start to see a change in here, and we're going to leave this row here and those for that roof, but at least we've opened up a bit of space in here, and we'll probably use some of the corrugated to block the window and door in the house. That's pretty good. Anyway, peeing down now, so we're going to have a coffee. We did pretty good this morning because we managed to get a trip to the dump, get rid of a truckload of stuff, which is now starting to make a big difference in that courtyard. And we started to put the tiles on. I think we've got as many as we need to bring back here. And of course the rain started, so that's kind of stopped us. We'll carry on tomorrow. Of course, as soon as I get back here, the rain has stopped. So anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to go and get the ledges for the windows at the front and around the side. We ordered them last week and they're ready. Now, as we all know, the fuel is going up big time. Went up 20 cents last week and it's now around about €2 a litre. And we just found out that tomorrow it's going up another 20 cents. So there's no chance of that stopping anytime soon, which means that I'm going to have to be very wise on my little trips. So I'm going to do a few things on my circuit, and then tomorrow we'll come back and hopefully it'll be, well, it won't be raining in the morning, so we can offload the truck and then start filling it up with some more stuff. And I think we're probably going to end up just carrying on while it is raining underneath that sheltered area in the courtyard. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll play it by ear a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to shoot off. See you in a bit. Good. Tiles here, and Buck is nestled in his, that looks like a dog face, doesn't it? That looks like Bert with his long ears either side. So he's nestled in there, so he's going to be good and dry going forward for the next week. Right, we got the tiles here, which is good because one, they're here, and two, we've managed to clear out a little bit of that courtyard as well. And as we got the rain coming, it's going to come in a few minutes, we're going to be concentrating the next week in that courtyard. And I guess it's not a bad thing really, because before we start doing any major works, we really want to make sure that we've cleared out as much as possible, get rid of anything we don't need, all the dust and everything, so we have a good clean slate to work off. So we'll be in there for the next handful of days while it's raining. Now, I went back to the house this morning, and of course, because there's no door or windows or roof for that matter, the wind is circulating quite nicely, and I noticed that it's drying out quite quick, which bodes well for when the rain stops. The very first job that we're going to be tackling when it does stop is going to be the roof. And so we know that once that's done, we can relax a little bit, knowing that one, major works are started, and two, by the time we got the roof on, the inside should have dried out significantly, and hopefully it will dry out quick enough that it won't delay us going forward and start doing all the walls and so on. That aside, I just want to mention one last thing before I disappear, because I know that there are a number of Americans watching my channel, so thank you all so much for that and subscribing. I hope you're enjoying it and I hope you're well. I mentioned yesterday that I was putting fuel in the car, and I'm trying now to incorporate as much as I can in any given one trip because it's going up very rapidly. I said it was €2 to a litre, and I had a look at my receipt yesterday and I realised I was paying €2.20, but there is a shopping centre in Intermarché here which is cheaper, and my brother just called me a few minutes ago and said he just paid $1.84. That's a massive difference. But generally in America at this point in time, you're paying $4.25 for a gallon of fuel. And put that in perspective, over here a litre is 3.78 litres to the US gallon. So we're paying over €8.30 at the price I paid yesterday. and it's going to go up another 25 this weekend and 20 next week as well, and I don't know when it's going to stop. But that in perspective, and given that the euro and the dollar isn't far off, $4.25 for a gallon in America, $8.30 something dollars in Portugal. And Portugal is a bit more expensive than other countries in Europe at the moment as well. A lot of people here, because Spain is cheaper, if you're nearer the border, will actually get in the car and go across the border, fill up with fuel and get their food, because it works out a lot cheaper. Me being in central Algarve, it's not worth the trip to Spain to get the fuel and then drive all the way back here. So I've just got to deal with what it is here. Anyway, I hope that answers that. And I've got one more thing that I want to say. Sorry to go on. I insured this car yesterday, and it made me realise this might be of interest to those of you who are planning on moving over here. My car is valued around the 5,000, when I've tarted it up, around 5,000 euros, and I've noticed it's gone up a little bit. Now this car has worked out brilliant for me, and 4x4s are quite sought after here in the Algarve, so they kind of hold that value. But the insurance is third party fire and theft. If you have a car here that's over 10 years old, you will struggle to get fully insured on it. So if you're floating around in a 30 grand car that's over 10 years old, then you may not like the idea of owning that car, and when you're driving it, you're going to be a little bit fussy about where you drive it, because if you get any dents and scratches, it's more or less coming out of your pocket, unless you're lucky enough to get fully insured. So I'm perfectly happy having this car here and try and maintain it as much as possible. And as you know, I am going to be doing some body work to this and sorting out the inside of the ceiling in here and just smartening up a little bit as we go through the year, because I've got to hold on to this for as long as possible. If this gets dented or scratched, it's no biggie really, because it's a relatively cheap car and my insurance is about 150 a year, and it's only third party fire and theft. Hope that helps you. I'm going to end the video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, stay happy, stay positive. The wind's picking up. Let everything go in that ear and out that ear. Brush over. Things will work out good in the end. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.